Sahanavavatu Sahanadhunaktu Sahaviyankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
62. एवं मंतव्य आत्मायमर्था संभवनुत्तये दुन्दुभ्याद्युक्त दृष्टान्त न्यायमार्गेण यत्नतः Anvaya was given. Evam dundubhyadhyukta drishtanta nyaya margena yatnataha ayam atma. Ayam atma artha sambhava nuttaye mantavyaha. The author is now concluding the Manana Prakarana. The topic of Manana is being now concluded. Evam, as explained in terms of so many drishtantas. What were they? Dundubhyadi, the kettle drum, etc. All these drishtantas are given to show that Chaitanya Rupa Atma is in and through the entire creation at the time of sustenance, creation and dissolution. So, Jagat has no existence apart from Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. So, that in terms of soul, so many drishtantas, Dundubhyadi Ukta Drishtanta Nyaya Margena. Nyaya is rule, or that means the topic that was discussed in terms of this illustration. Yatnataha, with proper efforts. So, efforts are necessary for Manana. Repeatedly, one has to dwell on these topics. So, keeping aside all other Vishaya thoughts, so therefore Yatnataha, consistent, adequate effort. So, what should be done? Ayam Atma Mantavyaha. One has to reflect upon this Atma Swarupa. Why? Artha Sambhava Nuttaye. Arthasya Asambhavasya Nuttaye. Nuttaye, to dispel, to remove. To remove what? Arthasya asambhava. Artha, what is artha here? Shruti arthasya. What is told by Shruti, that everything is nothing but Atma. Actually speaking, we take the world in terms of different names and forms. Is it not? This is man, this is animal, this is bird, this is father, this is mother, this is brother, this is sister, these are children, these are parents. So we take this in. All is totally wrong. Why? Everything is nothing but Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa. How is it possible? Means it appears as though it is not correct. This is because of ignorance and the consequent habit, as a result of which you are taking the entire, that is what, Jagat as Nama Rupa Atmaka. So that is the first and foremost mistake. Actually, it was asked to Satya Sai Baba, is this world Maya? He said, to say that this is world is Maya. Why? It is nothing but Brahma only. So therefore, this is therefore Asambhava. How is it possible? Shruti says everything is Brahma. So to get rid of that impossibility, so Nuttaye, to dispel, to remove, cast away that such a doubt. How everything is Brahma, Chaitanya Rupa Brahma? For that, in terms of these illustrations, Atma Mantavyaha. So one has to reflect upon Atma. How? With due efforts. Efforts are required, consistent efforts are required. Now with this Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana over. Manana is now, no, not Nididhyasana is not over, Manana is over. While giving the illustrations to show that at the time of dissolution, Jagat is nothing but Chaitanya Sarupa, Atma, Brahma, two illustrations are given. One was that of ocean, which is explained for the sake of manana. One more illustration was there, Khilya Drishtanta, the illustration of lump of a salt. What is the purpose of that? That illustration is not meant for manana. For that, two types of dissolutions are told. What are the two types of dissolution? Swabhavika pralaya, Atyantika pralaya. Swabhavika pralaya is the dissolution at the time of the kalpa, end of the kalpa. What is that end of the kalpa? The end of Hiranyagarbha's day is over. So that is what is the Swabhavika pralaya. At that time, with the help of Samudra Drishtanta, everything is nothing but Chaitanya was shown. But Khilya Drishtanta was given for Atyantika pralaya, total dissolution. What is the distinction between Swabhavika and Atyantika pralaya? Natural dissolution is going to start again in terms of creation after Hiranyagarbha's what is over? Night is over. Its span is equal that of one kalpa. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Vidu. 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam. Even Ratri also is 1000. Which yugas? Deva yugas, our Chatur yugas. So now, the Atyantika Pralaya, no further creation. It is gained by a Jiva who has got the knowledge and got the Vidya Mukti after the Prarabdha is over. To show that Atyantika Pralaya, Khilya Drishtanta is used by Shruti. So now, the Tatparya, what is the gist of this Khilya Drishtanta, which is given in Brahadaranyaka 2:4-12 is now being told. The actual Drishtanta will be explained afterwards up to stanza 79. Now here, what is the Tatparya of this Khilya Drishtanta? Let us see. Aparayatta bodhakhya nididhyasana siddhaye. Atyantika-layam vaktum khilya drishtanta uchyate. Anvaya as it is. Aparayatta bodhakhya nididhyasana siddhaye. Atyantika-layam vaktum khilya drishtantaha uchyate. So for this purpose, what is being done now? The Shruti is telling, giving us the Khilya Drishtanta. What to describe what? Atyantika layam vaktum. To show the Atyantika laya, total dissolution. The Shruti gives us Khilya Drishtanta. What for it is? Why that Atyantika laya has to be shown? To, that is, establish the Nididhyasana. What is Nididhyasana? Aparayatta bodhakhya Nididhyasana siddhaye. To show or establish the possibility of Nididhyasana. What is Nididhyasana? Aparayatta bodhakhya. Akhya means called. Nididhya, that is, the Aparayatta bodha called as Nididhyasana. In stanza 24, already it was defined. Aparayatta bodhotra nididhyasanam uchyate. Atmavare drashtavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. There that nididhyasitavyaha, what is it? Aparayatta bodha. And what is aparayatta bodha? Anayasa. Aparadhina bodha. Aparadhina bodha, independent knowledge. We had seen that. Aparayatta bodha ke nididhyasana siddhe. To prove or to establish nididhyasana, which is in terms of which aparayatta bodha, the aparadhina bodha or independent knowledge. So that means the independent knowledge, aparadhina bodha, aparayatta bodha is called nididhyasana. Now the question is, last time when stanza 24 was being taken, we didn't discuss this aspect. What you mean by independent knowledge? See, aparayatta means aparadhina. See, parayatta means paradhina. The word Parayatta may not be very familiar to us, but Paradhina is familiar or not? Huh? In our all languages, mother tongue it is Paradhina means dependent. Aparadhina, Aparayata means independent. Now, independent knowledge is nididhyasana. This is what, look, this is not Vidyaranya Muni. This definition is given by, do you know who? Sureshwaracharya. This is from Vartika. In Vartika, Brahadaranyaka Vartika, he gives that nididhyasana is aparayat bodha, aparadhina bodha. Now, we have to find out what exactly is this independent knowledge. When you say independent knowledge, it automatically presupposes there is dependent knowledge also, is it not? What is dependent knowledge? What is independent knowledge? Come on. You have to analyze what is dependent knowledge. You are listening to me. Huh? Whatever that you are able to understand, that knowledge you are getting, dependent or independent? Dependent on what? First, this poor Swami has to come, is it? This Swami has to be present. Last time even you fellows were not there, Swami was present. Okay. So last Sunday. So in fact, I was to take this topic, continue that. I think for me sufficient students were there, though it was not a big crowd as such. I would have taken, but for this purpose, Aparayatta Bodha, I didn't take last time. I kept it in abeyance. Okay. So, okay, the speaker has to be there. Let us take for granted speaker is there. What are the other dependents? That is immaterial. It has to be there. Because you are listening. Listening means speaker must be there. So now, taken for granted speaker is there. What are the dependents? Ears required. Then mind required. Then buddhi required, of course, yes. Further, anyone required? Chaitanya, in between no one is there. Embodiment required. Further, dead body also has got embodiment there. Who is required? Chaitanya, of course. In between some other guy is there. Pramata, Ahankara, the knower is required. Pramata is required. Anything else required? What else is required? Pramana, means of knowledge is required. Anything else is required? The prameya of what you are going to gain the knowledge required. Is it not? Means all this embodiment and all these things can be clubbed in one guy, pramata. The knower is required. Knower pramata cannot operate without the pramana, the means of knowledge. And you are operating, the pramata is operating. Now see, be aware of this word. Pramata means who? Knower. Pramana means the means of knowledge. Pramata is operating the pramana to gain the prama, knowledge. What? Prameya, the thing to be known. And pramata means antakarna, etc. required or not? Antakarna, the indriyas, etc. required. Dependence or not? Yes. Huh? Dependence. Now he says, Chaitanya, of course, because without Chaitanya, pramata will not. Now what is prameya? In this context of Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, what is the thing to be known? Chaitanya Rupa Atma Brahma. That is the prameya. Actually, prameya from the present standpoint of ignorance, wherein pramata is that. Can pramata, knower, ahankara, gain the knowledge of prameya Atma? Yes or no? No? Then why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting your time? See, if pramata gains the knowledge of Atma as prameya, do you know what happens? Vishaya Vishayi Bhava is that Atma is really cannot be Atma at all. Then what is this knowledge? Is a peculiar knowledge wherein pramata himself or herself has to disappear. If pramata disappears, knower disappears, can there be possibility of something being known? How is it? The capital is lost and you are talking of interest. How is it possible? The knower itself is not there, pramata is not there. Where is the question of any prameya? That is true with respect to the vishayas of the world. Here the so-called prameya atma is the very swarupa of pramata, and this knower pramata is an imposter, is someone mistakenly superimposed on who? Chaitanya swarupa atma. So long as that pramata is there, the prama of atma is foul. Dvaita is bound to be there. This pramata has to get dissolved. And when pramata gets dissolved, pramana ceases to be there. How is it this knowledge possible? This knowledge is possible because the hitherto prameya swarupa atma itself is Jnapti swarupa, Anubhava swarupa, Jnana swarupa. All that needs to be done is dispel the ignorance. Once the ignorance is removed, antakarana, when it assumes the akara of atma, atmakara, brahmakara, akhandakara, wherein antakarana is totally imbued with chaitanya swarupa atma, free from all superimposed adhyasta, including pramata. And pramata no there means pramana, Vedanta pramana also gone. What remains is only atma, and atma independent of knower pramana, the means of knowledge pramana. Even prameya is not there, really speaking. Why? What is the prameya? Is a status provided pramata is there. But still we call atma brahma prameya because in the state of ignorance, hitherto we were calling it as what? Prameya. So therefore words have to be used. Therefore we, by courtesy, we call it as what? Prameya. Otherwise prameya with respect to pramata, only atma swarupa is there. Any dependence? What is independent knowledge? Aparayata bodha, which is called nididhyasana. What is it? That is antakarana assuming the atma swarupa. That is what is independent knowledge. You will not get this in any book, okay? You will not get in any books as such. No commentaries, nothing has given this. Now the one doubt is that. What is that? You are talking of as independent, is it not? Antakarana is there or not? Pramata is not there, accepted. Pramana is not there, accepted. Prameya, by courtesy we call prameya, but what is the prameya? Swarupa, atma only there. Okay, no dependence. Aparayata. Any vishayas, dependence on vishayas? Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha? No. Aparayata, aparadhina. But antakarana is there or not? Dependence on antakarana is there or not? Yes or no? No? If no, our salutations to you. Because you are Videha Mukta. In Videha Mukti, only last trace of Antakarana also can go. Otherwise, even in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, maybe for 41, 42 days, still if the fellow is surviving, until least trace of Antakarana is still there. It is still there. Is it not dependence? Dependence or no? How no you can say? Without this Antakarana you can't gain this knowledge. That dependence has to be there. Because so long as you have got the upadhi and you are talking in terms of the knowledge that Antakarana has to be there, otherwise what happens? You are even in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, link of this Antakarana is there, otherwise it has no connection to the present embodiment. And if that link is snapped off, do you know what it means? The body gets popped off and it is Videha Mukti, provided if the person has got already the knowledge. So therefore, you can't talk that of dependence, because we are talking of an individual who was hitherto Ajnani, who has to go through this Antakarana only and to get the Jnana Nishta, and therefore the mind absorbed in the Atma Swarupa, wherein Vishayas are not at all there, because the Vishayas are there, Atma, the Antakarana will not assume the Atmakara, so Vishayas are not there, Pramata is not there, Pramana hitherto worked and has done the job and has retired. Prameya by courtesy, only Prameya alone is there, but that also can't have the status of Prameya because Pramata is not there. That is what is called as what? Aparayatta Bodha, Aparadina Bodha. That is what is Nididhyasana. In the beginning, with flashes, we have to take to this. By practice abhyasa, the mind has to be made to get absorbed in the Swarupa for a longer and longer period. That is what the practice of Nididhyasana. Before that, again some dependence have to be taken to. How? Drigdrisha Viveka. What are Drishyanuvidha, Shabdanuvidha. That also is what? Dependent. But that dependence is like the pole vault. You take it, finally you give it up, make the mind get absorbed. This is what Aparayatta Bodha. For this I am just giving a reference. You have already, most of you have studied. You can refer to, this is not from my brainwave as such. This is, we are find, though Nididhyasana or Aparayatta Bodha, these words are not used. You can refer to Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, Bhashya of stanza 69. Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, stanza 69. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehi. In this bhashya of this stanza, somewhere at the end, Shankaracharya makes it very clear. What is that? Tadantatva cha sarva pramananam pramanatvasya. He says, Sarva pramananam pramanatvasya. The status of pramana, of all the pramana. What is the final of that? Tadantatvacha. Tad stands for their Atmajnana. Atmajnana is the final of all the pramanas of the status of being a valid means of knowledge. Now he says, now what happens with pramanatva, including pramata, let us say. Nahi atma swarupadhigame sati punaha pramana praveya pravyavaharaha sambhavati. He says, atma swarupadhigame sati. When you have got the adhiga knowledge of atma swarupa, he says, punaha, further again, pramana prameya vyavaharaha nahi sambhavati. Once Atmajnana is there, our concept of Atmajnana is what? Pick up some bits of information from such teachings here and there, wherever it is available. It is only paroksha. Sakshatkara, aparoksha. That's why all the problems, in spite of taking to Vedanta, I don't find anything, etc. All this because of these bits of information only. But these bits of information have to trigger off into the direct cognition of Atma Swarupa. Then such complaint is not going to be there. Of course, other things, auxiliaries to be taken, adjustments in the personality, all these have to be taken care. Otherwise, that direct cognition is not possible. Now he says, see, Vanda Swarupadhigame, see, Sati, when it takes place, Punaha, further again, Pramana Prameya Vyavaharaha Nahi Sambhavati. This Vyavahara, dealing of Pramata, making use of Pramana to gain the Prama of Prameya is not possible. Why? Because The pramana itself ceases. Pramatritvam hi atmanaha nivartayati antyam pramanam. The antya pramana, the final pramana. What is final pramana? Vedanta, which gives the knowledge of Jiva Brahma Aikya. Jiva Brahma Aikya, Pramata fits in the category of what? Jiva. If Jiva Swarupa is shown as Brahma, there is no Jiva, Pramata is not there, and Pramata is not there. So therefore he says, Pramatratvam hi atmanaha nivartayati antyam pramanam. Antya pramana, final pramana, the most exalted pramana, that is namely Vedanta. And what is Vedanta? In terms of Upanishads, Upanishadam, that is what in terms of Upanishad, which show our Swarupa. So, Pramatratvam hi atmanaha nivartayati. So, hitherto superimpose the status of Pramata for Atma. What is that? Nivartayati, removes, terminates, and therefore, and while terminating the superimposed Pramatritva status of knower on Atma, what does it do? That Pramana itself what becomes? Gets negated. Because it is no more, it ceases to be the Pramana. Therefore it said, Nivartaya Deva. While terminating what? You have to add that Pramatritvam. Pramatritvam Nivartaya Deva. Nivartaya Deva. While terminating, what terminating? The status of Pramata. What does it do? Apramani bhavati. This Pramana, Vedanta Pramana, hitherto was the most exalted Pramana, becomes what? Apramani bhavati. Apramani bhavati means how? Not that hitherto is there, but there is some error, etc. No. It ceases to be Pramana. How? To make it clear, gives illustration. Swapna kala pramanam iva prabodhi. The means of knowledge employed in the dream no longer are the pramana when you wake up. See, in the dream, with your dream eyes, you are seeing the dream forms. Is it not? When you wake up, where are the dream eyes? Why? The swapna itself is negated. So, in the status of ajnana, Vedanta was the pramana. Once the knowledge is gained, what happened? That pramana also is what? It becomes apramani, means no more continuous. Apramani bhavati means no more continues to be a pramana. It ceases to be the pramana. So therefore, aparayatta bodha is what? Aparadhina bodha, independent knowledge, wherein so no dependence on pramata, pramana, including prameya, because what is there is prameya rupa. Of course, no dependence on any vishaya. So this is possible only when the antakarna assumes the Atma Swarupa. So that is what is that. So why say for this tuning, for this adjustment, all these preparations are required. All this. Don't think that all this Vedanta has no business, and it starts with what? Vedanta starts with what? Not only starts, it goes on repeating. What is that? And which we don't like also. Viveka Vairagya Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampurna. Right? Now, see, any branch of knowledge, if you want to do justice or you would like to gain the knowledge, what you should do? You should follow the procedure, is it not? Otherwise, you have no right to comment on that particular thing. So, if you want to say something about chemistry, take to the experiments as given in the chemistry, physics, medical science, engineering, whatever it may be, you have to follow the procedure, because the truth, whatever that knowledge is, that is based on all these investigations. If you are not ready to follow it, who will be deprived of the promise given by the particular branch of knowledge? So likewise here, so this is what is required, because, and this is something peculiar. Because all branches of knowledge are objective in nature, Vishayikarna is there. Here is what is that? Vishayikarna is not there. Vishayikarta himself has to be what? Terminated. Harikari. So therefore the fellow has to be terminated. Something which is very strange, but you can't say, yes, difficult. What is difficult? What is not difficult in the world? Don't think there is anything easy in this world. Everything, even running a house, a household wife's job also is what? Difficult. Only the problem is what? Bachelors think that that is better and they think that this is better. That is the only, that is like that, no? I should give an example of that. Dum-dum. These villagers have a folk dance, no? That mridanga, they sweat and toil in the where? In the farms, etc. Evening they come, have their meal, etc. And they have got enthusiasm and zeal also. Farmer took and like this, he started beating. Left, boom. The fellow was at left side only, got frightened, ran to the right side, doom. I got frightened, left side. Now see, first only doom, doom. Afterwards what? When the beat it is a doom, 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 doom. The fellow, how can they say like that? So, for those who are not grihastha ashrama, now taken this thing, so that is perhaps that is better. And those who have taken grihastha, why did you take to this? See these youngsters, really, I have heard this. See these youngsters, really lucky fellows, have taken to Vedanta and what? See how they say. And we got trapped, etc. These people. And sometimes ask these people, I don't know. You know that Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to give the example. Two friends were sadhaks. Out of them, one had what? That Vishaya Vairagya was not that much. And one was serious about it. No, it was not actually to begin with that. So they were waiting. Out of these, one person went to a lady of ill fame. Other person was what? Was taking to his sadhanas. After some time what happened? This person who was taking sadhana was thinking that fellow must be having a nice time. And this fellow saw, what hell I have taken to. That person who has taken to sadhana must be really wonder. Now think of it. This was from outer, but internally, what is it? Therefore, that Viveka Vairagya must be thorough. Otherwise, until you get thappered there, it looks that is this thing, Ezra. So it is because of, it is a wavering mind, not being able to take the proper Viveka and consequent Vairagya. So that is how it is. Anyway, but one thing, nothing in the world is easy. Even running the house, earning the money also is what? Why mutual relation, husband and wife relation also is not. Don't think that it is easy unless the sacrifice is there. It is impossible. If the sacrifice is not there, mutual harmony is not possible. It is not home, it is only a hotel lesson. So nothing in the world is easy. Vedanta, of course, is what? Can never be easy. It needs that much of, that is what? Preparation. Yes, but we should know Yena kena prakarena, the final goal, whether one accepts or not, even if one refuses, this only can be the final goal. Any other things are only what? Unwarranted detouring, detouring only to delay the final goal as such. So, yes, it is accepted, it is difficult, but it is not as difficult as we think. The difficulty is only because of one aspect. What is that aspect? Lack of Vairagya. That gramophone record Vedanta has to keep, because that is how it is. The procedure is that way. Otherwise the tuning is not correct. When the tuning is not correct, what are you going to do? If the microscope is not properly adjusted with the fine adjustment, however sophisticated a microscope may be, it will give you headache. You know why? Because the image will be very blurred and the clarity is not going to be there. So, therefore now think of this aparayatta bodha. So that aparayatta bodha is nididhyasana. It is nothing but absorption of the mind in the Atma Swarup. With this, that is introduction of Khilya Drishtanta is meant for this. And what for? That Atyantika Layam Vaktum. To describe, Vaktum means to say means to describe Atyantika Laya, the total dissolution, not Swabhavika Laya. Swabhavika Laya, what happens? Again the Srishti emerges. Here, for that individual, it is Videha Mukti, no further birth at all, no further creation for him. That Khilya Drishtanta is being given. Now, what is this Khilya? What is that Drishtanta? Is now step by step explained. First, what is meant by that Saindhava Khilya is told. So, Standa 64 describe what is Saindhava Khilya. Samudramambho lavana kshetre bhanu vipakataha lavanopalatam prapya saindhava khilya uchyate. Samudram ambha lavanakshetre bhanu vipakataha lavanopalatam prapya saindhavaha khilyaha uchyate. Samudram ambha. Ambha means water. Not any water. What water? Samudram means oceanic water. So what happens now? Lavanakshetre, in the salt fields, those salt pans, after you cross Mira Road, a local train you can find it. After you get Bhainder Mira Road, that Vasai is nearing, left side you can find, this salt fields, where from that is the water of the ocean, so that is the creek is let in the field, and there what? With the sun heat, it gets evaporated and salt forms. So therefore, the salt fields or what is called salt pans, bhanu vipakataha, because of vipaka, being heated of what? Bhanu, the sun, because of the being heated by the sun rays, what happens? Lavanopalatam prapya. Upalaha means stone. Lavana, Lavana is what? Salt. Upala means stone. Upalata means the status of being stone. The status of being stone. So therefore, Lavanopalatam prapya. Prapya having got, or here prapya having got means having become the salt stone. A stone of salt. That is having got the status of being a salt stone. It is called as what? Saindhavaha khilyaha uchyate. It is called as Saindhavaha khilyaha. So, a lump of salt. See, we generally, Saindhava, Lavana means what? Rock salt we take. No. Saindhava means Sindhu is who? Ocean. Sindhu. Saindhava belonging to ocean. Lavana, that's khilyaha. That is a lump of it. That means lump of salt. So, and lump of not rock salt is made from the oceanic water by heating through sun rays. So, it is called Saindhava Khilya. That's all. Saindhava Khilya is what? Lump of salt. Is what? Then what is the example? Now the example is this. You should understand properly. This lump of salt is thrown in the water. What happens? It gets dissolved. Afterwards, you want to pick up that lump of salt. Which lump of salt? Which was thrown. So, and for that what you take? You know that has got dissolved in the water. You take water from the top, you take water from the bottom, you water from the right, water from the left, water from the middle, take samples of water. Do you get the lump of salt? No. But if you taste, salt is there or not? Yes. Got it. Means, example, Drishtanta is, that lump of salt is no more available, though it is verily present. Example has to be restricted only to this. Don't say, distill it. And you will get what? Salt. Don't think rishis of the Yajnavalkya didn't know that. That's why he has already said Bhanu Vipakata. That is not the modern, no. Hubris, that's all. I know everything. The science, everything we know. They knew it, but that is not the example. That's why Bhanu, that particular lump of salt dissolved in the water, whatsoever you do, you are not going to get. Even if you distill, you will get the salt, but not that particular salt of that name and that particular form, etc. You are not going to get it. So that is how it is. So, Saindava Khilya Uchate. Now, that is what an illustration is further explained. There it is in 2.4.12 it is said like this, Brihadaranyaka 2.4.12. Naha asya udgrahanaya iva syad yataha tu adadita lavanam eva. He says, it is thrown in the water. Okay. Now, you can't pick up that lump of salt. And if you try to do that, what happens? Naha asya, it is well known. Asya udgrahanaya. Asya means what? Saindhava khilyasya. Udgrahanaya, to pick it up, lift it up, means to pick it up. Iva, that Iva is redundant. That in the Shruti, Iva is there, that has no meaning. Iva, Granaya Iva. Syat, it is not Syat, is not possible. Why? Yataha tu adadita. From wherever you take the sample of water to pick up that lump of salt, lavanam eva. What is that only? Salt, but not the khilya, not that lump is possible. So this is now being explained in 65, 66. Sakhilya udadhau kshiptas tapa shantau viliyate. Ashakya punaruddhartum khilya rupena purvavat. Saha khilyaha udadhau kshiptaha tapashantau viliyate. Punaha purvavat khilya rupena uddhartum ashakyaha. Punaha purvavat khilya rupena uddhartum ashakyaha. Saha khilya, that lump of salt, which is thrown in the water. Udadhau kshiptaha. So here, not in any water, thrown where? In the ocean only. Udadhau kshiptaha. Tapashantau viliyate. It viliyate gets dissolved. When tapashantau, we say gets dissolved, you know what happens? That inherent heat that was there, which was holding it together, that gets what? Removed, and what happens? The salt gets dissolved in the water. See, that is it. Means, in that lump of salt, heat is inherent. Why lump of salt? In our blood there is heat. Pitta, you know what is pitta? Pitta is heat due to sun rays only, but it should be in a measured quantity. Thoda jada ho jayega, then what will happen? You will know. What you call as pitta, headache and vomiting, etc. will start. But it has to be there in the required measure. It is because of the rays of the sun. If any further information required, refer to Prashnopanishad. Prashnopanishad has described about this. The solar, that is what heat. So here, that upashantau, when it is free from the heat of the sun that was inherent in that lump of salt, viliyate, gets dissolved. Now he says, punaha, again, purvavat, this purvavat, khilya rupena, very important. As earlier, means of that same name and form, khilya rupena, in the form of lump of salt, uddhartum ashakyaha. To lift means to take it out. The lift means what? To take it out, it is what? Not possible. No heating, etc. That was already told, but now it is not possible. It has become one with the ocean. So what is going to be pointed out is the hitherto jiva who had a separate identity as a khilya has become with the ocean as one, non-separable. And that jiva is what? Here ocean is what? Brahma. All parallels of the illustration will be described one by one. That is, it cannot be taken out. That is now explained further. Khilyo dhrutyai niramabdha vadadita yato yataha. Tatra tatra raso labhya khilyastveshana kutrachit. Khilyo dhrutyai abdhau yataha Neeram adadita. Sandhi breaking if you want. Neeram abdhau adadita. Anvaya. Khilyo dhrutyai abdhau yataha neeram adadita tatra rasaha labhyaha tu eshaha khilyaha tu eshaha khilyastveshaha tu eshaha khilyaha kutrachit na ad labhyaha kutrachit na ad labhya. Khillo dhrutyai, to take that lump of salt again, that particular lump of salt that is important, that is purvava. Udhrutyai, abdhau, in the water, in the oceanic water means from the oceanic water, yataha, from whatever portion, from whatever place, neeram adadita, neeram water, water is taken out to get that lump of salt. Is it tatra, there and there means in that water removed from a particular place, what is available is what? Rasaha labhyaha. Rasa means what? Saline taste. If you put that drop of water on the tongue, you will find it salty. So rasaha, saline taste is available. Tu, whereas contrast is eshaha khilyaha, this lump of salt, kutrachit na labhya, nowhere is available. Why? It has become one with what? Ocean. It is non-separable with the ocean. So this is what the khilya drishtanta. So now, what the Shruti has got in mind to tell us with the help of this khilya drishtanta, that is to say, see, this once the individuality of the jiva merges in the wake of knowledge and the upadhi due to prarabdhakshaya is over, so, and that absorbed the swarupa, no separate individuality any further. What is there only? Brahma only. So that is the sum and substance of the Shruti like this. Evam va are, the same Shruti. That is, what is that? 2, 4, 12. Evam va are, idam mahat bhutam anantam aparam eva etebhya bhutebhya samuthaya. That is what is going to be now described. Evam va are. That are is no high are. MAITREYI. Are MAITREYI. Yajnavalkya is teaching to wife MAITREYI. Idam mahat. Now actually the Shruti is, the author is going to explain the meaning of mahat, bhutam, anantam, aparam. That is all the same, but we can see here. Mahat. Here Mahat stands for anavacchinnam, limitless from the standpoint of space, means desha parichinata is not there. What is meant by Sarvavyapi Sarvagam. That's what is the meaning. Parichinnata can be Desha Kala Vastu. But here it is confined to Desha Parichinnata is not there. Sarvavyapi Sarvagam Anavachinnam Mahat. Bhutam. Rest of all the three Parichinnatas are removed, means it is Nitya Kutastha. Always, Bhutam means existent. Always existent without any change. That is what the meaning there means. Bhutam Kutastham. The stanzas also will explain afterwards. Anantam, that which has no anta. Here anta means karya, effect. That which is not means that which is not a karya. That which is not a karya means what? What can be karya? Which has got a karana. See, something can be an effect provided it has got a cause. So this Mahat Brahma is not an effect, means it has no karana, akaranam. That is what? It is not a karya. Aparam. Para means karana. Means it is not a cause. What does it mean? It is not a cause means it has had no effect. So cause is with respect to effect. So therefore it is akaryam means it has no effect means because it is not a cause. Then what is it? Vijnana ghanaha eva. Shruti only. In Shruti eva etebhya, before that Vijnana ghana is there. Vijnana ghanaha eva is nothing but what? Vijnana, knowledge principle, Chaitanya only, Vijnana. See, look, even now in the state of ignorance also is Vijnana ghana. If you are little conscious, not even a moment you can miss this. In fact, this itself is a great asset for the Chintana. See, any blessed experience, whether you want or not, desirable, undesirable, indifferent, horrible, Vijnana ghana is there or not? Including your sleep, including the dream, Vijnana ghana is there or not? Is there even a fraction of a second when you miss it? How far are you from your Swarupa? But we are where? So much preoccupied in the Nama Rupa of the Anubhava, we conveniently what do? Ignore the never lost, ever existent Vijnana ghana. So at least bring it in picture. May not be highest state of nididhyasana is possible, but this much awareness certainly can be brought. Bring it in picture. You experience whatever that is being undergone, but what? At the backdrop, what is there? Like movie films, backdrop, what is there? Screen is there. Be aware of the screen. That itself will give slowly Viveka, Vairagya will dawn. What I am in for, that will be clearer and clearer. Not only that, Panchadashi 9th chapter, Andheri just over. This will help to get rid of Deha Tadatmya, like erasing the Deha Tadatmya. Otherwise that I and mine, me, so deeply rooted, that has to be what? Erased. This is that you can get the help from what? This being aware of that. Deha Tadatmya slowly, that is what decreases, mind becomes ready for direct cognition. So that is how Vijnana ghanaha eva etebhyaha bhutebhyaha samuthaya. Having given samuthaya, literally having risen up. Etebhyaha bhutebhyaha, from all these bhutas, are those bhutas, from all the upadhis and the things in the creation, which was in the earlier chapter described as, Brahma, a formula was given, Satyasya Satyam, Upanishad. The name for Brahma, what is that? Satyasya Satyam, last chapter, earlier chapter. In that Satyasya Satyam, that sixth case, Satyasya, refers to what? Entire Jagat, including our upadhi, called Satya because relatively Satya. That Satyasya refers to Bhutebhya, means all upadhi and the Jagat. Samuthaya means having risen up in the sense, having given up the Tadatmya identification with the embodiment. That I notion having given up. Samuthaya. Then what? What remains is nothing but Brahma Swarupa, like a lump of salt already dissolved in the ocean. What is there in the ocean? That is what is to be described now. Let us see. Samudrasyambhasastapat khilyataivam paratmanaha. Correct, Samudra only. Samudrasyambhasastapat khilyataivam paratmanaha. Amhastamba paryantam jivata syada vidyaya. There in the Shruti, after Samuthaya, Tani eva anuvinashati. That also is there, 2, 4, 12. Samuthaya, having given up the identification, the embodiment, Tani eva anuvinashati. Those embodiments get destroyed and that identification goes. What remains is what? Brahma only is there. Just as ocean only is there, no identity as lump of salt. So that is now being explained in 67 and 68. Okay, we'll see next time.
Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahimayisha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu ade vashatu parjanya prithvi sasya shalini desho yaksho varahita brahmana santu nirmaya. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaśyid dukkha bhag bhavet asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.